You're welcome to be on a sofa, on a chair. You can be kneeling. And just take a moment to get comfortable. So notice if you'd like to wriggle the body around. Maybe you want to circle the shoulders a couple of times. And we're just going to begin with a little bit of meditation to get you into the body and into a kind of quieter mind space. And so to do that, I'm going to invite you to take your hands to the body. And so maybe you want to bring your hands to your belly, to your heart. Some people really like having one hand on their upper back and one hand on their heart. And you can try out a few of them to just notice like what feels right for me today. And then if it's comfortable, you can close the eyes and just begin to settle into the breath as you breathe in and out of your nose. And for now, that is actually all that we are going to do. So just know that you cannot do this wrong. And in the beginning, when we begin with breath work like this, it is an opportunity to take the volume of the mind's talking and multitasking and busyness and just turn the volume on that down so that the mind can become quieter and we can arrive in the body more. So as you sit with your breath here, please know that if you get distracted, that is just a part of being human, and it's happening to all of us, myself included, all the time. And the yoga practice we're practicing today is just about coming back to the breath when you notice you've gotten distracted, without judgment, without worrying about not being perfect, because none of us are. And so as you sit here, maybe bringing the breath deeper, perhaps inhaling nose, throat, and lungs. And when you breathe out, let it move lungs, throat, and nose. And I'd like you to keep going with this. So as you breathe in at your own rhythm, notice the temperature of the breath, moving nose, throat, and lungs as you breathe in, and when you breathe out, lungs, throat, and nose. See if it's possible here to slow down the rhythm of the breath. And what you're doing here on a kind of more science level is you're calming down your nervous system. So our nervous systems have two big gears. They have the sympathetic gear, which is our section of our nervous system that deals with stress, that is very effective in times of stress. It has us moving quickly, thinking quickly, and taking care of what needs to be done. But we also have a parasympathetic corner of the nervous system that is about rest and relaxation. And it's also about body functions like sleep and digestion. It's a really important element of how we work as humans. And many of us are spending a lot of time in a sympathetic state of stress. And so when you sit like this and you breathe slowly, you're actually moving yourself into this more parasympathetic state. And so I just want to acknowledge that. I want to acknowledge that this is a revolutionary practice you're choosing to do this morning, which is providing an antidote to the busyness of many of our lives. And the magic about it is all you have to do is sit and breathe. So as you continue with this, inhaling nose, throat, and lungs. And eventually exhaling lungs, throat, and nose. Just giving yourself a moment to notice what it feels like to be entering that quieter space. And before we begin moving, it's traditional to have an intention for your yoga practice. And sometimes the teacher can say, today we'll be focusing on this. So today I'll be talking a lot about finding peace in this present moment now, rather than worrying about the future and the past. And giving yourself this kind of moment of quiet. And if that feels relevant to your life right now, you're welcome to have an intention in that direction. But if there's something happening in life right now that feels really important that you would like to give your energy to for this session, then let that be your intention. So as you sit with the breath here, just choosing that, setting that clarity for yourself. And then when you're ready, gently opening your eyes. So taking the left fingertips to the ground, inhaling the right arm up and over. And as you breathe out, come into a side bend. You can relax the head. Just stay here for another breath, inhaling as you get long, and breathing out as you soften a little into the side body. You can always breathe out through your mouth, inhaling up, exhaling over. Breathing particularly into your side ribs here. Inhale long, exhaling down. Good, and I'll keep going. You can come back to the first side and hold it, or you can move faster with the breath. Inhaling up, exhaling over. Just creating some space in the side of your body. Move with your own rhythm, please. You inhale to center and you exhale to the side. And if you've been sitting a lot, this is really potent body medicine, because this is the area we tend to get shorter when we're spending a lot of time sitting. Good. And then we're going to activate your hands before we come to the ground. So I'd like you to reach your arms up to the sky. Shoulders roll down the back. Your arms are straight. Make sure your elbows are straight. And then spread your palms. And some of you may have done this with me before, but we're just going to activate the fingers and the wrists and the arm muscles. So take your hands really wide like this, and then take them into fists. And we're going to do that slow at first. So shoulders stay down, back of the neck stays long, arms are active, and your arms are reaching both up and the shoulders are reaching down at the same time. Now we're going to move the hands faster. So as fast as you can, please. Take your fingers wide open and then take them small into fists. Keep breathing. So this very quickly becomes challenging, or it does in my body. And I just want you to be aware that you're waking up muscles that are really important. So it's okay if it gets tiring, but see if you can keep going. And the mind may have a story about this. The mind might be like, this is terrible, don't do this. Who is this woman? And that's okay. Like, it's okay if that's happening, but I'm going to ask you to notice what the body is saying. Because often the body is saying, oh man, I wanted to be awake in this corner for ages. Thank you. Keep going, we're nearly there. 5, 4, 3, you got this. Arms straight, 2, 1, and relax, shake it out. That one's also really good if you've been touching a smartphone at all. And then we'll make our way onto our hands and knees, please. So whether you're on a yoga mat or just on a bit of floor or carpet, it's all good. If you're on a floor, you may want to have a cushion nearby to put under your knees. And then position yourself so that your hands are under your shoulders, knees under your hips, and we're going to move through cat-cow. So as you breathe in, look forwards, arch the back, let the spine get really long. And as you breathe out, pull the belly towards the spine, squeezing the air out, out, out. And keep going. Inhaling, look forwards. You can move at your own rhythm or with me. Let the back of the neck be long, so the gaze is forwards rather than up. And then as you breathe out, squeeze the air out, gaze towards the belly button. Keep going, breathing in. Breathing out. So just letting your spine have some of the length back that it naturally holds. in and out. Okay, and then we're going to stretch the wrists. I'm going to flip my palms. So my fingers are pointing towards my knees now. And then you can choose here. You can keep doing cat-cow, inhaling to arch and exhaling to round, or you can begin to circle a little. Just stretching out the back of your wrist. That does so much work for us. You can also tuck your toes and move forward and back. Any movement here is yours. The purpose is just to make sure this area is waking up. Stay with your breath. And if you have very bendy arms where the elbow could almost bend in this direction, I'm going to ask you to gently bend the elbow a little bit so that the arm is activating. Good. Hands come to the ground. Walk your feet towards the hands. Feet are hip distance apart. Hands can be holding onto the opposite elbows. And just shake out the head, swaying the body side to side. It's early in the, excuse me. It's early in the day, and so a full-on forward fold might feel like a lot in the body right now. So you might want to keep the knees bent a lot. And we kind of struggle in our current modern life. Many of us struggle to relax the neck muscles. So I think this one is really helpful for that. Because you can activate the shoulders up the back and just gently shake the head, yes and no, as you encourage these muscles to stop working so hard. You know, to just lovingly say like, hey, thank you for all your hard work, but I don't need you right now because we're upside down. So have yourself a rest. And if that's working for you, please stay with that. And some of you may want to come into some twists. And so for the twists, I'm taking my left hand to the ground and I'm bending the left knee a lot. As I breathe in, the right arm reaches up. As I exhale, I deepen the twist a little. Come back to center. Right hand down, right knee bends. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, deepen. You can keep moving slowly or faster. Left hand down, left knee bends, right arm up. Inhale. Exhale. See, the neck can stay active, but long. And this is just keep going. This is just an interesting way to open up the legs without really thinking about them too much. Good, so keep going with that. I'm going to see about speakers. And then let's meet in the forward fold. So if you're still on the first side, make sure you're addressing the second briefly. And then bending the knees as you inhale, slowly rolling upwards. Coming to stand. And when standing, take a moment here, elbows into the side, palms facing up. Close the eyes. Feel where in your body you are beginning to create space and increased connection. It may be that now you can feel your legs or your arms in a way that you couldn't at the beginning of class. So just notice the changes that you are creating as we move. Notice your connection to the breath. Just staying with that a little longer. And then gently opening the eyes, we are going to do a little bit of moving. Forgive me that I'm holding a phone. It's just so that you can have some music for what we're doing. So we're going to come into some shaking. And if you can't hear me over this, let me know. But it should be quiet enough. The feet are wide, heels in, toes out. And I would like you to bend the knees quite a lot and begin to shake the body. And so as you do this, you may find you want your feet wider or closer together. And the balance is coming from the knees. So the knees stay bent a lot, and then the rest of the body can move. And if you're doing this for the first time, it might feel weird. And I'd like you to know that's okay. And this might be an opportunity to feel it rather than think about it. So how does it feel if you close your eyes to this? Is it possible to shake your hands, your arms, your shoulders, your head? Keep breathing. And so the reason we're doing this is a natural animal kingdom movement that allows us to shake off stress. And it's a movement human beings have forgotten about, but we are relearning from the animal kingdom. And so with that in mind, you can keep going. See if there is something in this day, this week, this month, or this year that you could be shaking off right now, that you're carrying in the body and that you don't really want with you anymore. Keep going. We're nearly there. 5, 4, so you can get faster. 3, 2, 1, and come to standing still. Arms by your side. See if still is possible. And just notice what is changing. Notice how present you are in your body right now. And then gently opening your eyes, we'll come into some half salutes. So coming to the front of your space, whether it's a yoga mat or just a space in the room, feet a hip distance apart. And as you inhale, reach the arms up. As you breathe out, fold forwards from the hips, bending the knees as much as you need, hands to the legs or the ground. Inhale, look forwards, long spine, neck is long. Breathe out, fold into your forward fold, shoulders activate up the back, bend the knees as much as you need. As you inhale, come up, arms reach up to the sky. Breathe out, hands in prayer at the heart. So we'll repeat that a few times to give you a chance to kind of flow with it. And as always, you can move at your own rhythm or follow my voice. If you're coming with me, inhale, reach the arms up. Breathe out, fold forwards, hands to the legs or the ground. Breathe in, look forward. Breathe out, fold. Breathe in, arms reach up to the sky, come to standing. Breathe out, hands to center. Again, breathe in, reach up. Breathe out, fold. Knees are soft. Breathe in, see how long the spine can get out of your hips. Breathe out, fold. Breathe in, arms wide, reach up, up, up. Breathe out, hands to prayer. 2 more. Breathe in, reach up. Breathe out, fold. Hands to your legs, breathe in, look forward. Breathe out. Maybe you hold the back of the legs, bend the elbows and pull yourself towards your legs more. Breathe in, come up. Breathe out, hands to prayer. 1 more time. Breathe in, reach up. Breathe out, fold. Hands to your legs or the ground. Inhale, look forward. This time, take your hands to the ground. Exhale, step back. Plank pose. So in plank pose, you can have your knees up or bring them down to the ground. I don't mind. Hands are under the shoulders. Look forward rather than down and lengthen the heels and the forehead away from each other as you breathe in. So your core wake up. Remember, the knees can always come down. And then when you breathe out, you're going to lower down to the ground, however you get there. Now let's open the back body. Reach the arms by your side and take your forehead down to the ground. And I'll keep my head lifted so I can talk, but you can rest here. And I'd like you to activate your legs. So inhale as you lift the legs. And then as you exhale, press the legs down into the ground. Pressing the feet. Press the feet so much that the knees lift. And then I'd like you to make sure that the glutes are awake. So the glutes are the supportive muscles kind of located in your butt. And I'd like you to prod these muscles with your thumbs a moment, just to make sure they're awake and participating. So from these muscles, activate the legs. And when these muscles are awake, your lower back has more space. So keep that activation. And then as you inhale, I'd like you to lift the head, the heart, the arms, and the legs. Keep breathing, please. You don't have to be very high in this, but as the legs lift, make sure it's the inner thigh, so the inside of the leg, that's activating upwards towards the sky. That's also going to help keep your back safe. When you breathe out, you can come down. And then when you breathe in, come back up. Shoulders up to your ears and down the back so that the neck has more space. And see if we can stay up here and just breathe for a bit. I know this is quite a lot, but what we're doing is strengthening your back muscles to support you here. So as you inhale, notice if you can rise a little bit higher. And when you breathe out, see if you can notice yourself soften a little. Keep the glutes active. The legs are active. Shoulders are down. And your core, your center, is helping support you here. Keep breathing, please. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands come to the ground. Tuck the toes. And then moving onto your knees, move your way back to down dog. Feet are hip distance apart. Hands shoulder distance. Please feel free to bend your knees. So bending your knees is the kindest thing you can do in down dog for your spine most of the time. Spread the fingers, root the hands down into the ground, and activate the shoulders up into the shoulder girdle. Keep the knees bent. Feel how your hips can lengthen up towards the sky. And then as you inhale, look forwards, rise to your tiptoes. And as you exhale, you can step or walk or jump the feet to the front of your mat. Hands to your legs, breathe in, look forward. Breathe out, fold. Arms wide, breathe in, reach up. Breathing out, hands to prayer. So that was a sun salutation. And we're going to do another one and end up in down dog again and try something new. So breathing in, reach the arms up. Breathing out, forward fold. Hands to your legs or the ground. Breathe in. Breathe out, step back, plank. And your knees can come down if you wish. Breathe in here. And as you breathe out, lower. Down to the ground. Reach your fingertips towards your feet. Breathe in, come up. And this time, breathe out, hands to the ground. Tuck the toes and make your way back, down dog. In down dog, please feel free to pedal out your legs. To bend one knee and then maybe the other. Make sure hands are spread, shoulders distance apart. And you've got especially the index and knuckle activating down into the ground. Imagine your armpits were pulling towards each other. And notice how that lets your upper back broaden. Keep breathing here. Keep walking out the feet. Good. And then as you breathe in, reach the right leg up towards the sky. It might be quite low, you might take it quite high, you might choose to bend the knee, but just lift that leg. And then come onto your right fingertips and bring the right foot forward. So you might step it all the way up, or you might need to grab it and drag it forwards. I promise I don't mind. But end up in a position where your ankle bone is underneath your knee, please. So the knee is not in front of the ankle. And take a moment in the lunge. So the back knee can be down or up. You can be moving your heart forwards and back a little, but see if it can stay open across the heart. Keep breathing. Okay, let's do some more heart work. So the back knee can be down or up. Stay in this position, and as you breathe in, the right arm comes up. As you breathe out, the right elbow moves towards the ground. Breathing in, lengthen up. Breathe out, down. 3 more, breathe in, reach up. See how big you can get in all directions. Breathe out, down. In, up. Stay active in the body, out, down. 1 more time. Good. And this time, bring the back knee down and come up into a low lunge. Again, if you need a pillow under this knee, please grab that. And then take the right hand to the thigh. And as you inhale, take the left arm up and over to the side. And just breathe into that left leg, hip, side body. Just like in the beginning, but keep breathing into it. Just from the front, that looks like that. And you can bend the knee and kind of move in and out of it if you would like, but just let the opening begin to happen. Good. And then take the hands back to the ground, move back to down dog, and have a shake. Shake the head, shake the legs, shake the arms. The shake can be a slow walk or a really fast movement. And then inhale the left leg up to the sky. And exhale, step forward. Low lunge. So again, make sure the left knee is above the left ankle. Back knee is down or up. And take a moment in the lunge. My left foot is outside of my left hand. Look forward. Breathe into your hips. And maybe you walk forwards and back a little or a lot. Okay, and here comes the opening. The right hand comes down to the ground. It can be the flat hand, or you can just be on fingertips, which will make it harder. And then as you breathe in, the left arm goes up. As you breathe out, elbow towards the ground. Breathe in and out. Inhale up. Exhale down. Breathing in, 2 more. Exhale down, 1 more time. Inhaling the arm up. Exhaling down towards the ground. And then as you inhale, come up into the lunge. Left hand to the left leg. And as you inhale, the right arm goes up and over. Slow down your breath. Keep breathing into your side body. Good. Take the hands to the ground, down dog. Step the feet back. Elevate the hips as you bend the knees. Pedal out the feet. And then as you breathe in, look forwards, rise to your tiptoes. And as you breathe out, step or jump the feet to the top of your mat. Hands to your legs or the ground, breathe in, look forwards, lengthen the spine. Breathe out, fold. Arms wide, breathe in, come to standing. Breathe out, hands to prayer. All right. Take your feet wide and maybe stepping it to the side. You're going to come into horse position. So in horse position, my feet are wide, my heels are in, and my toes are pointing outwards a little. And ideally, when I bend my knees are pointing in the same direction as my toes. And here, please note, you can bend your knees a little or a lot. That's entirely up to you. But this is the last kind of fiery pose that we're going to come into that's about your strength. So bending the elbows, bending the knees, sit down into this. Notice what tends to happen if people come into this one relaxed is that the booty goes really far back and their core is asleep. So to counteract this, make sure your tailbone is activating downwards and your ribs are gathered so that your center is awake and supporting you here. Now keep breathing. Breathe in, arms reach wide and up. Breathe out, hands in prayer down the midline. Breathing in, wide. Breathe out, down. 2 more. One more time, breathe in, reach the arms wide and up to the sky. Breathing out, hands in prayer. Good. Straighten the legs and parallel the edges of the feet. Hands to your hips, breathe in, look up to the sky. And as you breathe out, fold forwards. So your hands can come to the legs, to the ground. You can choose to just shake out your head here. Some of you may want to interlink the hands behind the back and extend the arms. Choose the version that your body likes. You may want to be still here, or you may want to bend one knee and then bend the other and move side to side. I'm okay with any variation you're choosing, as long as you're allowing the head to be lower than the hips. So you're giving your body that inversion benefit. Keep breathing, please. Good. On your next inhalation, bend the knees. Take the hands to the hips and come slowly upwards. And we're gonna take the hands to the ground and come to lying on the belly, please. So lying on the belly, we're just gonna give some love to the shoulders before we relax. So reaching the arms wide. My arms are kind of at like 90 degrees from my torso, so like a T. And I will, I'll roll to the left to show you. So, sorry, my words have left me. Bend the right elbow. Take the right fingertips to the ground as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, roll onto your left side. Now the top leg, the right leg can bend, and you can place the foot on the ground in front of or behind your leg. Both options are perfect. Just notice how they feel in your lower back. If your lower back would prefer for your legs to just stay straight, please do that. And notice that your left arm, it can be straight or it can be bent. And you're just slowly rocking yourself forwards and back. Breathing into that left shoulder. Let the head be heavy on the ground. See if you can soften your jaw a little here. So allow the teeth and the lips to part, so that if there's any tension in the jaw, you're not holding it right now. And then as you inhale, come back to center. And I'll show you on the second side. So reach the right arm to the side. Take the left fingertips to the ground as the left elbow bends. And then roll yourself onto your right side. And again, my top leg bends and the foot can come behind or in front of my right leg. Slow your breath, maybe close your eyes if it feels good. And let yourself roll a little, like millimeters forwards and back. As you just breathe into that shoulder. Again, let the head be heavy. Let the neck relax. And then as you inhale, slowly come back to center. And come to lying on your back, please. So on the back, we'll come into a quick twist. Taking the right leg over the left, please. Press the left foot into the ground and lift your hips, taking them to the right. So the hips just move a little to the right, and then roll onto your left side. My left hand goes to the right leg, and as I breathe in, my right arm reaches up to the sky. Then as I breathe out, see if you can imagine rolling the shoulder blade up to your ear, down your back. And do that a couple of times. So what you're doing is just encouraging that shoulder blade to move towards the ground a little. Notice, if you want more space in your spine, you can wriggle the head up away from the hips. And then slowly begin to relax the right arm to the ground. Let the upper arm, the elbow, the forearm, and the hand soften down to the ground. Maybe close your eyes as you deepen the breath. Breathing in to lengthen the spine. And breathing out to let yourself get heavier here. Keep breathing. And then coming back to center, we switch sides. So the left leg goes over the right foot presses into the ground, and the hips go to the left. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, roll onto your right side and reach the right arm up to the sky. So the left arm. Inhaling the left arm up. And then as you exhale, imagine rolling the shoulder back and down your back a couple of times. And as you do that, slowly let the arm soften towards the ground. The gaze can be up at the sky or towards the left. Maybe the eyes closed. Just deepening your breath here. And then slowly as you inhale, come back to center. And we're going to come into your final relaxation pose. And I'm going to give you some options. And I'd like you to choose the one that feels most relaxing. So traditionally, we take this position with the arms and legs stretched out. The palms of the hands up to the sky, heels in and toes out. If that feels good, you can stay there. If the lower back would like more support, you can bend the knees. Take the feet wide and the knees to touch. Some of you may want the hands resting on the body, maybe on the hips, the belly, the heart. And some of you may not feel comfortable lying on your back. It might not feel that relaxing. You can instead lie on your side, and you can also come to a seated position if you would prefer that. So really, take a moment. You are the ultimate authority in this space for your body, and you get to choose what relaxation is to you today. And if you have a t-shirt or something by hand, close to hand, you could take that over your eyes. And then when you're settled, take a moment to let your neck get long. To wriggle the shoulders down the back. And if it's comfortable, you can close your eyes and allow the breath that you have been controlling so carefully through class to just happen. This base beat of our lives that happens even when we're not thinking about it. Let the breath just wash through you in little ripples of in and out. As you let the body get heavy here. As you allow the body to melt into the ground beneath you. And you let yourself be held here by the earth. Here you are supported. You are held. And as you lie here, letting your feet get heavier into the ground. Letting the legs relax and melt downwards. Let the pelvis get heavier. Let the vertebra of the spine softly soften towards the ground, like the pearls on a necklace, one at a time. Let the shoulders get heavier as the arms soften. Let the head get heavier as the neck relaxes. Allow your face to soften. And just let yourself be here a little while longer, being supported by the ground. And then gently begin to deepen the breath, allowing the belly to rise and fall here. Softly begin to move the fingertips and the toes. And gently rolling yourself onto your side. Take a moment on your side to let the body be heavy. And on your next inhalation, slowly coming upwards to a comfortable seat. And let's close the way we began, taking the hands to wherever they were on your body at the start. Notice your connection to the breath, your connection to the body, your awareness of where your body is right now, and the space you've created. And you can close class like this, or if you like, you can close class with me. And to do that, I take my hands to prayer at the heart. And I take a moment here to pay my respects to the roots of this tradition, particularly its recent history across the Indian subcontinent, and to give thanks for being able to access these teachings in this lifetime. And to do that, I bow my head to my heart. And opening your eyes when you are ready. Thank you, everybody. And I believe we're still recording, but it'll stop in a second. And if those of you are relaxed and you want to just melt into the rest of your day, please feel free to do that. You don't have to talk to me. And those of you that want to talk, I think Whisper will unmute everybody shortly.